So what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I like it. And, to your point, probably before like Ben Zobrist kind of really put it into the forefront, your backup, your utility guy wasn't playing as often, though, and it was always pretty much like a lesser player especially from the offensive side.
Let me just point in here. Cody Bellinger was playing first base and a quality center field for the Dodgers. Kike Hernandez has won the last two for the Dodgers and then the Red Sox. Again, and Kike is playing a quality center field and can play other positions. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's immensely valuable.
Well, that's the thing. It's hugely valuable now because not only you're not missing a step from a defensive perspective at that position that you have your guy playing on that particular night, but also he's a contributor on the offensive side, and that was kind of where my point was, is that now you have a guy that can hit, so you got to find a place for him to play. And then so all of a sudden it started being, okay, well, he can play this position, this position, this position. Why don't we use him all the way around, be able to get some guys off their feet, and we're not losing a step that night. That wasn't always the case until, as the game evolves, players were able to evolve and find a niche. Okay, well, I may not be able to play third base every single day because so-and-so is playing third base every day, but if I can play maybe second, play a little first, I can still get my bat in the lineup.
Part of the secret sauce of the Dodgers has been Chris Taylor, Max Muncy, where you have guys going, not just like the old utility, like you can fill the corner positions in the outfield, but you're playing second base, shortstop, center field is the main thing, and then third base. Again, those are difficult defensive positions, and when you have that type of flexibility, it makes, like for Dave Roberts, it's made everything so much easier.
Yeah, when you talk about Zobrist kind of breaking through, you're seeing this more and more, and we talk about Buck Showalter and what he's been able to do, and you heard him right there of how important that Luis Guillorme has been. The different players who are able to move around the diamond. Eduardo Escobar has been one of those players since he came up, and just being able to move and play everywhere. We're watching it tonight in Atlanta. Vaughn Grissom's no longer allowed to play second base because your second baseman's back. They're going to teach him to play a new position because he's too valuable to take off the field. I think we're starting to see the game evolve a little bit, and we understand the importance of the utility.
You saw the defensive run saved there. By the way, Tommy Edman is crushing it. But
can we put that back up?
Yeah, let's do that, because Edman has played, I just had to look it up, 79 games at second base, 71 games at shortstop, 8 games at third base. This is just the National League. So I love Guillorme, but Edman is kind of killing it in all spots.
Not just Edman, 13 defensive runs saved, too, for Barshow.
Yeah.
Center field and catcher. Come on.
Yeah, no, yes, correct. Now, American League, I'm not arguing. You really have to put it in. Now, Luis Arraez, for example, again, there's a big difference in, hey, I can fill and play a little bit of first base, but it's another thing playing second base, first base, and shortstop.
Yep.
Sam Haggerty as well is up there. So makes you think of, I don't think WAR even takes into account the value, the real-world value of going from position to position. I don't think it does.
No, I don't think it does either. And, I like this that, we have a Gold Glove for it now. There's been, it's been changing, too, a little bit, too, when it comes to, guys going through arbitration and things like that. Having that versatility, teams valuing that. So it's no longer like, well, if I'm a utility guy, I no longer can get paid. Now teams see that it's a tremendous value.
More.
They should be paid. Well, that's the thing. It's still catching up, but it's way better than it's way different than it was 10 years ago.
Right.
Well, and 10 years ago, you had your starting lineup, and that was your starting lineup, and you had some guys that were going to play on day games and when other guys needed days off. It's not that way anymore.
Right.
Your lineup's constructed differently every night and based on how many positions you can play. And again, look, I think
now we have load management.
There you go.